That's a brilliant ringtone you got there.
Oops.
Oops. We're back with Dead Space. We're back with mouse acceleration, the game. I've forgotten where we are, but I don't think it really matters. I thought we were close to the end in the last recording session. But instead, we were only halfway through. I misremembered things. But we're pretty close to the end, and we're going to finish it off. David's not here right now, so joining me for this slot is Vorzac.
Hello. I believe, chapter 9. I think there's 14 chapters, 14 or 13. So we've got a few more.
It's shorter than Dead Space 2, but Dead Space 2 feels like it goes quicker.
Yeah.
Good, you made it inside. Listen,
It's pacing.
I just found the munitions log for the Valor. I don't think their presence here is a coincidence. They're not on reconnaissance and they're not on patrol. This ship is prepped for war. They're on a seek and destroy mission. Do you hear me?
Isaac, I've lost him again. No signal from Hammond's rig. Find the Singularity core and get the hell out of there.
Okay, we upgraded recently. So, can't remember if they were talking about the Ishimura or another ship, but apparently one's on a Warpath. It's like its weapons system's heating up or something.
I think, wasn't there we did the shooty thing last time, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah. We killed a boss monster, which wasn't difficult at all.
No.
The Wikipedia says that's the hive mind. But I don't know. And there was another ship that got taken down when they picked up a what was it? It was an escape pod with one standard necromorph in it that caused that ship to turn into a biocursed necromorph hive, which means it's zombie plague because the writers weren't quite sure at this point what they wanted necromorphs to be.
So apparently necromorphs have the ninja effect, where one of them is unstoppable, a whole horde of them is just cannon fodder.
Apparently so, yeah. It's how saturated, like, the more ninjas you have, the more saturated your army becomes.
Yeah.
We got the level 4 suit. I wanted to experiment with some of the other weapons before we end, but we don't really have the credits in, so we'll be looking at the contact beam.
Hey.
So that's pretty good. We've also got the force gun, which is sort of like a shotgun.
Yes.
That actually caught me off guard there. There was a whisper coming through the I've got surround sound, like, headphones settings on. So just from the back behind my left ear, I got whispers. This game, I haven't really focused on it much throughout the LP, but amazing sound design. Very well done. Very well done. Which I think is the most important thing in a horror game, actually.
Oh, absolutely. I would argue that audio is the most powerful medium for horror. What you hear is far scarier than what you can see, because it's what you don't see that is often, the unknown, and that is most effective in horror. And I don't remember this bit. These green orbs. What are these?
Green orbs. Well, they're making Geiger counter ticks.
Oh, they're like
Radioactive contamination. We have to eject them.
oh yes, I remember now.
I'm going to take things like nice and slow in this session.
Yes.
I say nice and slow, but
Warning. Dangerous radiation levels detected.
Ooh, that's Valor.
Engaged.
dangerous radiation levels detected. So this is where we want to go.
Dangerous radiation levels detected. Safety lock engaged.
Let's find a way to eject the radiation orbs. Our precious friend, the orbs.
The asbestos globes.
Is asbestos radioactive?
No, it's just highly poisonous.
I guess that's uranium.
Yeah.
uranium-12 or like
Plutonium,
plutonium.
polonium. Yeah, all the ones.
It's got too many isotopes. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Um,
all
I need,
those.
I need like a hole. Is there like a hole in the hull?
I think there is like
Or
one
an
of the
airlock.
engine. There's an engine thing or something.
Ah, here it is.
Aha!
The I feel like this is gonna blow the airlock open, and suck everything out, or push everything out rather.
Yeah.
Because you don't get sucked out of an airlock. It's the air that gets pulled out and depressurizes that carries things with it.
Yep. Ah. Yeah.
Here we go. Let's
Thank goodness for grab boots, eh?
no.
Material removed.
It's a kinesis puzzle there. It's got a force field that's stuck. Ow! What? Oh, the wall riot. The wall riot back. Well, there's one. There's another one. There's a baby, actually.
Babby.
Yeah, you never face the slashers in 0G or... well, we faced it like once or twice as an introduction to vacuums, and then it was like a story introduction of, hey, necromorphs can survive in a vacuum.
Radioactive material removed.
Yeah.
Dead Space 2 introduces some new enemies to vacuums,
Yes.
and well, it's got a whole new control system for vacuum and zero gravity.
Oh yes, that's right. I have,
Very good one, actually. I'm a fan of it.
Oh, one last one.
Yeah. Two more, actually.
Ah. See, I liked the host of different creatures and the design of many of the necromorphs in 2 and 1. Well, in both games, both of them really.
Well, they are basically the thing. They're built up of human parts in this case.
Released.
Yeah.
Ow.
Do like a bit of body horror, me.
I'm running out of oxygen.
Ah.
There we go.
Oh, we got a congealed horror. I think that's what they're supposed to be when they're darker, is that the blood has just sort of congealed in them and made them look more...
That would be a
menacing.
scientific way of describing...
Yeah.
describing
This
that.
enemy's harder because he's red.
It's a saturated crimson of dried blood, yeah.
Yes. Coagulated horror.
I'm
Sounds
getting
like something
turned
from
around.
Doctor Strange. Yeah. Coagulated horror sounds like something from Darkest Dungeon.
It does. It's a good gothic description of. Oh no,
I like the...
that was a fast one.
Ooh,
The party
twitchy
you're
boy.
looking for will be in the engine room at the back of the ship. I'm reading massive damage, so you may need to find an alternate route to get there.
Ah, the floor panels are back.
Oh boy.
The old broken floor panels. The old broken controls. I had to do
Yeah.
several rotations on the mouse then, just to turn around.
Oh boy. Yeah, I love the idea of like a bottom, instead of a bottomless pit, you've just got a floor tile that crushes you into the ceiling.
Oh, that was some good nurse horror there.
Hmm?
The convulsions and involuntary spasms of a defiled being,
Someone's
haunted
had
with
too
some
much
kind of bogus.
Yeah. Someone's had too much caffeine.
The infection infection process is doing something strange to these soldiers. They all have built-in stasis units in their body armor. The infection is merging the stasis unit into their flesh or something, making them move fast.
I like the term biocurse actually. It reminds me of sort of like the sort of 40k style of retrofitting anachronisms.
Well, I mean, it's what it is, really, because I mean, a disease doesn't make you grow extra mass. It's a
No.
magical affliction.
Science fantasy horror.
Science fantasy, yeah. We got ourselves a block pushing puzzle right now.
Yes.
But yeah, they even gave a science fantasy description of why they're moving so fast compared to the normal ones. Their stasis modules have merged in with the biomass, so they move faster.
Oh, so it's like a technocyte virus. It consumes flesh and machinery, does it? That would be cool.
Apparently.
I'm getting Jacob's Ladder flashbacks.
I like these guys. Design-wise, they've got the same skeleton as the standard slashers, which is skeletons and animation can be the hardest part of the game design. So it's a good thing they did that because they can just use the same skeletal animations, but they changed the texture so it looks like a lot of exposed flesh. And they just sped up their animations and added a new one by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Like that.
And they've got a leaping attack.
Oh, that sounds great in slow motion. They don't appear in Dead Space 2.
No, sadly. It's a shame because I think they're the most effective and memorable of the monsters. These are the little twitchers.
Twitchers, is that what they're called? They have
I
channels.
think so. They yeah, the whole twitchy thing was created in by Adrian Lyne in Jacob's Ladder.
Yes.
I think that was the first introduction of that sort of rotoscope.
Which is
Is it
what
right-
Silent Hill is. Silent Hill is
Yeah.
Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah. I had to watch that again. I haven't seen Jacob's Ladder in a long time.
Oh, I
but
thought
yeah,
you were going to say the Silent Hill movies.
Oh God, no. The first one I found vaguely tolerable until about the halfway point.
What, where Pyramid Head shows up?
No, the bit where they introduced the cult for no reason. It's just like,
Well, everything in that film it's there for some reason.
yeah.
In the games,
No.
Pyramid Head was a manifestation of
Sexual frustration.
sexual frustration and violent sexual energy.
And
And in the
this is
film,
just
he shows
energy.
up and rips the skin off a woman.
Yeah,
by the
that's-
titty.
Well, that's vaguely sexually frustrated, I suppose.
He does touch a boob and kill someone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame because the director of that, Christoph Gans, did a great film before he did video game movies. He did a film called Le Pacte de Loups, The Brotherhood of the Wolf, which was very good fun, actually. Though it did have it was the only film I've seen that has a whip sword in it. Like
Ooh,
Ivy's from...
a bloodborne weapon.
Yeah, where it's based off Ivy's whip from Soul Calibur. But it's like a sword that just breaks apart into multiple parts connected by chains.
That's interesting. Chainswords are cool, but probably useless in real life application.
Yep.
I don't care how swords work in real life. I care about how they work in
I need to
films.
speak with you. My name is Terence Kine, Dr. Kine. Listen to
See,
me.
katanas are interesting.
There isn't much time. If you really can repair the shuttle, There is a better use for it than just running away. You must understand, the forces at work here are greater than you can imagine. If you leave now, you condemn all humanity. The planet will never stop, never rest unless the marker is returned. Don't you see? The church is wrong. This is all a trap. I've seen it. Please, you must help me.
So we got introduced to a new character out of nowhere that I don't think we've even had audio logs for, or text logs, who's told us, hey, we got to return that big old floppy pillar, the biocurse device.
Yeah, hello, creepy friend. Sure, I'll listen to you, creepy friend.
Well, I mean, it's sort of been established that Isaac's having a few hallucinations in the form of his PS2 girlfriend showing up on the televisions. I mean, we ran into her and she's completely gone, and you'd think he'd be saying something to her, but silent protagonist syndrome.
Yeah. Another one of the big friends, the Slendermans. I wonder if we can get the little bits that. Oh, I'd laugh if the little gribbly bits just ran into the pressure panel and just flew up into the air and crushed themselves.
It's funny you said that, because right as you were saying that, that's literally what happened.
Oh yeah. Oops. It's like a reverse jinx.
Nearly ran into it. Just do a quick cleanup before I put in that one power node that I have.
Nice.
Oh, and we got a challenge. We get Kuba. So this is in all survival horror games like this. It was in. I nearly said Beyond Good and Evil. Not Beyond Good and Evil. What's it called?
Resident Evil?
No,
Resident Evil
I don't know
4?
if it was in Resident. It was actually, yes.
Yes.
What's the new one that's basically a Resident Evil? The one that I forgot that there was a first game that came out. Oh, that's great, isn't it?
Oh, I don't even.
But it's Beyond something or evil. Evil Within. Evil Within 2. That's the ticket. That's what I was trying to say. There's a challenge mode in that as well. For some reason, in survival horror games, you get little sections of challenge mode.
You gotta have a shooter gallery in your survival horror.
It's so bizarre to me.
Yeah. I'm running for my life, but let's stop and shoot some targets to get a prize.
Yeah, let's try and get a prize. I feel like we can do it with these controls. Shoot the holograms so they fall apart, or it's like a plastic glass.
I think it's probably plastic glass probably.
I have a feeling we're going to get a special weapon or some power nodes or some credits.
I'm guessing probably a power node. I think all the guns in the game you have to buy. So. Ooh,
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yep, blue means nice, red means evil. Oh.
What if you're colorblind? Oh no!
Oh, I think this game... No, it doesn't. It doesn't have colorblind mode.
That sucks.
Oh, here's my prize. I got 6 plasma energies. Level 2. Luckily the game's giving us infinite ammo here.
Good.
Mouse acceleration is not helping. There we go. What's my prize? A power node.
Hooray!
Yay!
We got the grand prize.
One power node. Can't remember if there's any more air segments in the game. We haven't necessarily needed to. So we won't put it in there. Kinesis. That should be enough to get the trophy. Got a bit more space on endurance, but I was building up for high capacity in the plasma cutter that I'm not using right now. I'll use it later.
Save that delicious treat.
Also got 2 circuit boards ready to sell.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, you ripped your leg off there. Are you okay, buddy? Oh, my leg. Oh. That makes me want a ragdoll.
This was my favourite leg. Just caught up on that. Yeah, he just. I have to go now. Crunch. Broke his back falling over so hard.
Yo, there's a... This is going to signal something. Come on, run into the laser beams, cut yourself up. Or explode, because it was scripted for you to do so. So the challenge here is, hey, that thing's going crazy mad. I wonder how I'm going to get past that stasis.
Oh, yeah. I think this is actually one of the few rooms where I died because I was too stupid to work out you needed to stasis the bloody thing.
Yes, I've been told by people that when you're playing the game, it's best to save just before this room because a lot of people die by accident.
Yeah.
So when you're doing it on hardcore, where you only get 2 saves.
Oh yeah, this is the one.
I missed an item crate over there, but I'm sure there's nothing important in it. Ain't worth the effort. You said that. Hey, what?
Would you like some insurance? Some space insurance? That's what "more" translates to.
Managed to build some distance on that. Thanks for the stun locking on the assault rifle.
Yeah.
And the knockback, and the fact that it does damage as well. Another power node. I think the game wants me to upgrade weapons and stuff. It's like, hey, remember, power nodes are a thing. We should have probably given them more earlier.
It's getting near the end of the game. We're gonna throw a chockload of stuff at you to upgrade stuff. To make sure you're not gonna die from being underpowered.
Oh god, this is a boss fountain. This is an item fountain for a boss, right now.
Item fountain. I like that term.
Hey, if it's just before a boss, do you know what's even better than item fountain? A store.
Yep. It's dangerous to fight the boss. Quick, sell us some shit.
And there's the safe station.
Isn't there a an item store simulator game where you play as like a guy who sells items before bosses, and you have to make a profit or something?
I don't know, but if there isn't, then that's an excellent Kickstarter idea for an indie company's first game.
I swear there's a card game about it where you can like sell different items to adventurers. I swear there's a card game of it. Oh, I see. It's a survival room. Wait for the elevator sort of thing.
It's basically an elevator sequence.
Yeah. It always seems to be that sort of fight off the horde before the elevator arrives.
Oh, my stasis is running low.
Oh no.
And I'm getting swarmed a little bit, which is the challenge of this room.
Those twitchy dudes are pretty intimidating when they get up close, aren't they? They don't tend to do much, but it's just the way they twitch that seems to create a sense of, oh shit.
Well, they haven't got me stuck in the QTE sequence, which is, I think, where I'd fail at them.
Yeah. The button mashing sequences can be quite nasty.
Especially when it's kind of unresponsive.
Yeah.
Because the game's not designed to be played on... Right. Damn it.
Button register.
You ain't touching me.
Cursed babbies.
Aha! Stasis for the big guys. I see you right at the bagac. The bagac, yeah. Right in the bagac.
Right in the baguette. Oh.
I kind of feel really sorry for the level designers for this room, because whenever you create like a rush mode or like any kind of sequence where enemies swarm in, the player will stay still.
Yes. It's yeah.
I mean, I found that designing maps for D&D.
Yeah.
That I've designed a whole dungeon where the players have snuck in, but then they trigger a trap and enemies start coming and they stay still, and it's like there's a whole dungeon for you to explore and you're staying at the entrance as they come towards the intruders.
Yeah, I think it's to try and hunker down and sort of survive the onslaught.
Well, I mean, if you've got a position of advantage, you're not going to personally give that up.
Yeah. It might be a case of just giving them a hint of, you know, leg it. There's too many to fight.
You need to put a unstoppable force behind them for them to move away from.
A good old demon wall type thing.
Yeah. A
Something
rolling boulder.
slow. Yeah. Game design. It's a lot harder than it looks.
It is, surprisingly.
It is. Yeah. Absolutely.
Got a lot of medium middies.
Cool.
I'm going to use one, so we'll keep 3 on us at all time. And let's check out that contact beam.
Oh yes. Lovely.
I say that and we haven't even used the line gun. We'll use that in Dead Space 2 in the playthrough. Don't you worry.
We may still have time to use the line gun.
Maybe. I mean, the more weapons you put in the inventory, like, the more mixed ammo types you have, so you're carrying less ammo altogether. And, like, we've already got the best weapon in the game that we started with, so why deviate?
Yeah.
And we've been upgrading it the longest, so the game's designed around having weapons of that quality.
Yeah.
So, kind of at an impasse there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the breadcrumbs told me to go one way, so I'm going in the opposite direction. Find the point of no return and deviate in every other direction.
Yep. Go down every unbeaten path. Path less travelled.
There was a bunch of loose items in here,
Yeah.
I think. Maybe. There we go. There's one. And that was it. Oh well.
Ah well. It's 11.
So this is meant to be not quite a sniper. Well, that was an accident. It's sort of like a carbine rifle, I guess you could describe it. It sort of makes things explode. I think the force gun, I'm not sure what its purpose is for industrial uses, but it fires like a pressurized bubble of energy.
Breaking rock, probably, or disrupting things from sediment.
Perhaps. You're right there, bud. Oh no, you're trapped. You're lying on the he's lying on the ceiling, and he can't get up. Help me! I've fallen upwards, and I can't get up.
I can't get down. I've fallen upwards and I can't. I've fallen up and I can't get down.
See, what your problem there is, mate, is that you could roll over and fall on the shrapnel, or you could try standing up.
I think his chest's being crushed, and therefore he can't raise his leg. He can't actually raise his body up against the force.
Too much pressure. His suit is weighing him down.
Yeah.
I hate it when that happens.
Cool.
It's like a major fear of mine of like go diving and then like fall over in the diving suit. You're not getting up.
Oh boy. I just don't like the sharks. It's well documented in our series.
Yes. We could live sticking together. You've got another pressure suit. Never mind. Oh.
Oh no.
So what's nice is this is a nice new area. But it kind of looks like the same as the rest of the areas,
Yeah.
because it's the same industrial landscape. Dead Space 2 kind of mixes things up. It has some nice carpets down. It does reuse assets a lot, but it doesn't feel like you're backtracking like you do in level 5 of this one.
Yeah. It does all feel like it's from the same manufacturer, doesn't it? I mean, I think when I first played this, I wasn't sure if I was on the Ishimura or this enemy ship, and it was only when I realised, oh, I know where we are now. I know what happens next.
Yeah, we got the logos that tell you you're on a battle cruiser or something.
Yeah. It's just to remind you, oh yeah, we're in a different place now.
Right.
Oh god, I remember this puzzle.
So pretty much you can move your cover, and we've got to disable some Uchima flicks.
Little breaker switches.
That's the ticket. Oh. Calm down there, Isaac. You can't break much distance from the jets.
Yeah. I love it. He's like, I'm fine now. Help, I'm burning. Ah, no, I'm alright now.
It's not even that far at all. I'm trying to drag it backwards to move backwards, but
I'm supposed to push them forwards into the thing.
well, let's see if we can actually plug up the.
I think that's what you do.
No, because the actual vent is coming from there and it's spreading all around.
Yeah. There's a thing in the
It
middle.
is not letting me drag it back. I'll tell you what. Oh no, still going apparently. What I wanted to do was run backwards. I was a fool for thinking the game would let me. I'm just gonna tank the damage.
You've got to hit that thing in the middle of the wall, I think.
Oh, for eating through health packs, I might just kill myself. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I've eaten through so many. There we go.
3 breaker switches per side, is it?
Looks to be it. The hitbox that time round wasn't as bad, actually. I tell you why that I've realised. So, you know, the puzzle is heat is coming from the room from that vent. so you got to stay on the opposite side to not get vaporized.
Ah.
But the actual effects that are coming from the fire suggest that it's coming straight towards you along this this axis and not at the diagonal line.
Yeah.
Oops. There we are, that's the puzzle solved. There we are, we got the Singularity core.
Hooray! You can create black holes.
Finally.
Is that it? You got it? Oh my god.
It really is
You
called
got
the
it.
Singularity core. Oh my
That's
god,
the piece we
what?
need. Get to the crew deck.
Yep. Singularity core to me suggests that it's part of a hyperdrive or the gravity controls.
Something to fold space.
That is not a great looking fire effect. I mean,
Oh, I
the
thought
the
it was
effect
very
is the actual like GIF that it's running on is fine. It's just not coming from anything.
Yep.
Are we in the rushed section of the game?
Yes.
Perhaps. The middle is always the rushed.
Is it the
sequence.
middle that's always rushed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Usually.
The last, like, the third quarter. Oh, here we go.
Oh. No, it's easy. You stasis like that bit, and then you take off its limbs using the plasma cutter. It's really easy, buddy. Like, I've been doing it all game. Also, weren't you like
Oh, no.
dead?
Well, he certainly is now.
Yep. That thing resisted my stasis again. It happened the first time, and it happened again. Bullshit.
Got one of his arms off.
Yeah. So annoyingly, what happened is yeah, there we go. Where are you? There we go. So that was the that's the force gun. It sort of charges up and exploderizes. But rather annoyingly, because it was in a pre-cycled animation still of entering the premises, my stasis didn't take effect.
That's the problem with monster closets.
Yeah, we got to finish the getting into the room animation, but because it's all happening seamlessly, you can't tell. So it's just got immunity. It doesn't happen in Dead Space 2, but I've noticed it has happened in games of this era, where they were trying to meld things into one.
Cinematic. Yeah, cinematic effects and stuff. Yeah. Apparently it happened a lot in Doom 3.
Mm-hmm.
It was the bad Doom.
Warning. Catastrophic failure of fuel containment. Evacuate the vessel immediately.
We've destabilized the core. Yeah, our friend there just died. Our captain of the mission just died, but I'm pretty sure he was dying in hydroponics when he got poisoned.
Yeah. It was a fake out, I think.
Well, it wasn't so much a fake out, it's more that, he's dying. I guess he just got better. We didn't see him die a gruesome death, which was what the game needed.
Gotta get them jibs.
Yeah, we gotta give people, because horror is violence. Not anything psychological. It is. Oh, I don't want my limbs to explode. I'd hate that to happen. Fear is installed in me. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to be ripped apart like confetti.
Gore is not horror. It is hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have you seen the Lucio Fulci film? That shit's whack. Best comedy I've ever seen.
So it looks like in its current state the contact beam's taking 2 hits. It does splash damage on the enemy, so it's not as effective as... Again, the plasma cutter, which has a better rate of fire, aims directly at the limbs, doesn't have a charge time. Or the assault rifle, which stun locks. So,
So is the Force Gunner kind of sort of pseudo rocket launcher type in that it does direct damage and splash damage? Would you say it works on the same principle?
I guess kind of. I mean, it has a charge up. Should we stick with it and upgrade it, or should we look at something else? Just to demo.
Let's go for the line gun.
Yeah. So we're not upgrading it. That's basically how it works. Its alternate was area of effect around you for basically pushing enemies back and clearing some space, but the wind-up animation gets interrupted when you get hit. It's not great. So let's look at the line gun, because it is a decent weapon, and I think we'll stick with it for a little bit, because it's actually the second best weapon in the game, in my opinion. As we upgrade it, the width of the beams will get out, but it's basically, it shoots a large bolt of plasma. It's like this, but bigger.
Yeah. It's a good lateral weapon.
Yes.
Horizontal even.
And the deplorable mines are good against the swarm enemies.
Oh yes. Forgot about those.
Let's upgrade the damage, capacity, and the mine is just the ult. In Dead Space 2, one of the upgrades increases the time of the mine, which I don't know why you want, because it works better operating as a grenade launcher.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's just spend the rest of the energy and fully upgrade the plasma cutter, because
Nice.
is my
Go-to
one of
gun.
the it's go-to. I mean, we could have upgraded the assault rifle to do more damage, but I mean, it's fine the way it is.
Yeah. Onto the train of level progression.
Onto the chapter train.